Good morning and happy Thursday. Welcome back to the Daily Grind. I'm your host, Chump Change. This is live and recorded. What we do here for anybody that's new is we go over the news from the day before that I would normally do by myself with everybody here. Congratulations on the approval of the spot Bitcoin ETF. Very proud of all of you for sticking with it and being here this long. Let's see who's in the chat and then we'll get into this. We have Mr. Andrew Massad's here. Good to see you, buddy. Carl Coate, Alvidus. Good morning. Good morning. Chris Hanley, Overboard Tech, my man. Appreciate you, buddy. We have Mr. Carl Coate, Cape Cod Crypto. Good to see you, buddy. All set. Tim, I am Crypto. Big Black, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Charles Harris, my man. Let's see. Son of a rabbit. Love it. Love the name. Douglas, what's up, man? Chris, good to see you. Patrick, appreciate you, buddy. Duke Nukem. Flip, what's up, man? Triple Nickel, good to see you. All Track, my man, good to see you. All right, everybody I may have missed, I apologize, but let's get into this. Look at this market today. This is amazing. Holy hell. Perfect. Everybody, little Timmy included, is FOMOing in. I saw somebody say that in the chat, and you are damn right. This is crazy. Bitcoin 47,381. Man, what do you guys think is going to happen when this market opens? So the ETFs are supposed to start trading today. 11 of them are approved as of right now. So 11 Bitcoin ETFs, spot Bitcoin ETFs rather, getting approved this morning or available to trade this morning, supposedly. I don't know if it's going to be all 11, but it'll be a pretty good number of them. If they don't all jump on and start trading immediately, is going to be someone's going to win the race, right? That's how it's going to go. Ethereum, look at this, 2650. Holy hell. We have Dogecoin at 8.6. DOT is at $8 in the deep green, 23% up. We have Matic up 16%. Almost $1. It's at 95 cents. Jeez, look at this. Kaspa is at 12.5 cents again. 12.47, just about 12.5. Looks like we had XRP at 61 cents. ADA's at 61. Solana's at $1.06. I mean, sorry, $1.06. $106. Oh man, if I could talk this morning. We have BNB at 316. Let's see what else is sticking out at me. Oh, ETC. Where's ETC? ETC was pumping. I don't know where it is. Right here, 31.22. Wow, $31. That perfect is crazy. $31. Litecoin, 73 bucks. I told you 65 was a steal. 65 was a steal. It was definitely undervalued. Just saying. All right, let's look over here. Crypto Bubbles, biggest earner on the week. Looks like it's to be EHEX at 126%. ETC again, 56%, which is amazing. I'm a big believer in ETC, to be honest. I have a decent bag, and it's just it's one of those coins that I don't know, it really made like my beginning of mining possible, I guess, between that and Ethereum, obviously, like everybody else. What's ENS? Ethereum name. What is this? What is Ethereum name service? Bruh. This one right here is this is one of those coins where it's just living off the hype of the name. Like what is it? What is that doing? What is it doing? I don't understand anything about that, but whatever, it's pumping. If you guys are interested, 64.1%. I don't recommend FOMOing in on any of these coins that you see I've had massive gains, but that's, you know, to each his own. We have 80 ranked now, 79 for Bonk looks like it's up, jumped 15 ranks, 37% on the week. Let's see on the day. Again, biggest earner on the day looks to be this ENS one. I don't know where this came from, to be honest. I've never seen this ticker in my life. Interesting. Is anybody into this? Let me know in the chat. Let's see. We are up over 100 LTC. You're up over, you have 100 LTC. Good for you, man. That's awesome, Charles. Hell yeah. The time to get in was last week, dude. That's what I was telling you. I was telling you guys, ETC was a steal last week. 65 bucks is definitely undervalued, man. Everything's green. I can't complain about nothing here. Even HNT, look at this, 21% up. HNT's actually been on a tear lately, to be honest. Just to be fair with that one, because yeah, I know that it has we have a sour taste in our mouth with helium, but just in general, overall, it's pretty good. All right, fear and greed index looking like extreme greed again. Now this is when I start paying attention to this chart. Today, tomorrow, the next day, start watching this. This thing starts pushing towards 80, getting into mid 80s. That's when you got to start thinking about taking profits, because this is things are gonna get hairy, and I'm sure we're gonna see a sell before the halving. That's just my opinion. You guys to each his own. I don't know. I guess we'll have to see. We'll wait and see. This time is a little bit different. The ETFs are a huge catalyst. All right, let's see. Over here, we have CoinGecko. Largest 10 coins by coin market cap. We have Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tether, BNB, Solana, XRP, USDC, Lido Staked Ether, Cardano, and Avalanche still in 10th place. Picked Doge into 11th. Again, it deserves it over that meme coin. Let's see real quick. I wanted to look. So I was looking at the market cap, as you guys can see, that was highlighted. So this is at $925 billion as of right now. And this is the Bitcoin's market cap, right? Overall market cap. And I just decided to search what's the gold's market cap. So gold's at 13 trillion right now. Okay. $13 trillion. Yeah, January 2024. So this is literally today, right? $13.7 trillion. Now, even if Bitcoin, again, the digital gold, which people think it is, if this gets up to half of that, just half of that, that's what, a 5x, more than a 5x from here. That's a significant amount. That's a significant amount. That's like over $250,000. That's crazy. And I mean, hey, listen, they think that 2 billion is going to come in like right off the bat, and who knows how much more we're going to get into it. I mean, this could go absolutely parabolic, easily parabolic. We've never seen anything like this before, so I guess just buckle up, stay tuned for the ride. We have Shiba over here at 19th, Bitcoin Cash is in 20th, we have Litecoin in 21st place. Let's see what rankings have changed today. Kaspa looks like it's in 39th. Where the hell is ETC? Oh, ETC is in 24th place. Look at that. Holy hell. ETC, I don't even know how I skipped over it. This thing jumped a bunch of ranks. 24th place. Look at that, man. Where's Monero? In 38th. Man, ETC and Monero are right next to each other. $2.7 billion market caps. Kaspa is about to flip Monero again. Let's see. ETC is now at 4.4 billion. Damn. Holy hell, that's crazy. Good morning. Good to see you, Dumps Fry. Crypto McKell, good to see you, buddy. Appreciate you, buddy. Rob Mines, what's up, man? No worries. Black Cat, good morning. Good to see everybody that's here. All right, let's see. This has been, obviously everything is freaking pumping today. Honey, last night I actually told the VIPs I was trading some Solana into Honey because there was a good spread. It was down to 18 cents. So I swapped some Solana into Honey, and I'm glad I did. Obviously it's up 23.5% as of right now on the day. It was just an easy flip, at least in my opinion. It had more gains, I guess, with the amount of coins I would get versus like one Solana. But even though Solana is doing just as good, what is the Solana at? 105 bucks, 106 bucks. It was just that. So I mean, it's still looking good. ETC POW, someone was saying was pumping. Let's look at that real quick. Just want to see where it's at. Nice. I mean, I wouldn't, yeah, I guess it's a pump. 49 cents. It's way better than where it was. Absolutely way better than where it was. Let's see. We have Charles Harris. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. Pellish Miner, good morning. He says, nice, Scott. Getting a house. Dude, Scott, hey, hell yeah. Good for you, buddy. Perfect. Mr. DJ Mines in the house, as always. And then, you know, Mr. Geek of all trades. That's a fucking good. Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for being here. All right. Let's what other coins you guys want to look at real quick? Let's check out Neoxa. Actually, I want to see where this is at because I've been DCAing into this. I actually stopped the other day to get some Alethioum, but I'm gonna go back to DCAing into Neoxa because I really do want to get my master node. I have just about 500,000 coins as of right now. I still need another half, so it's gonna be a long grind. Man, this is kind of good though. It's up 3.2%. Mr. Alexander, appreciate you for keeping the stream alive, Mr. Let's see. Scott A has got a free membership. Backwards Miner, I need my card. Douglas Hayen and Wheeling Coffee and Crypto. Dude, you're awesome. Thank you so much for the super chat. And Mr. DJ Death Star, appreciate you, buddy. He said, well, look, likes the Grinchberg had to eat poop. Oh, you're talking about Gary Gensler. I was like, what are you talking about? It looks like someone in the office accidentally hit the X button before it was ready to release. Giggity. DJ Death Star, appreciate you, buddy. That's awesome. Let's check out Flux, see what the price of Flux is looking like. Oh god, I did it again. I always hit enter before it like gets there, and it doesn't go to it. Flux is at 57 cents today. Actually, you know, Flux had a booth at CES. How crazy is that? Shout out to the Flux team. That's pretty impressive, actually. If you guys don't know, CES is like the biggest convention in like for electronics and stuff in Vegas. It's pretty cool. And Terra Hosting actually was a part of that, or they went there to this past week to check the place out. All right, let's look at Dynex, and then we're gonna get into the mining stuff. I want to see what everything's looking like. 64 cents. Dynex had a real bad pullback. Man, it's kind of like the only thing that really didn't pump much. It's not even 1%. That's kind of crazy. What's the price of COQ? Let's see, COQ. I don't think this one pumped too much either. Well, 21% actually. What in the hell is that? What is that? Why is that like that? That is the weirdest thing ever. What does that mean? 0 and then like a small 5? What? Oh, 5 zeros. Oh, what the hell? That's the first time I've seen that. Look, if you hover over it, it shows you 0.00001 whatever. That's crazy. I never seen it do that. That's neat. That is really neat. It's up 21% today though. This is Miss COQ in you. I'm not saying it. You're not getting me. All right, let's get, oh, almost hit the wrong button. All right, let's get into the mining segment of things, see what these miners are looking like. Then we're gonna get into the news. Again, shout out to everybody that's just joining. Appreciate you guys to the like button. We have the WinMiner K9 10.3 terahash 99.74 a day, which is getting much better than it was the last couple days. Right, last couple days it was high 80s, low 90s. Obviously price of Kaspa going up is obviously going to make these prices look a little bit better. Still not what they were, but you know what, is what it is. We have the Ice River KS3 8 terahash unit. Looks like it's making 75 bucks a day. The KS3M is back over $50, which is nice. That could have been much worse if it stayed under, right? It's 54, 56. We have the KS2 2 terahash unit at 1803 per day. That's not too bad. That could be worse. Let's see, the X16P. I really can't wait to get my hands on this. I want to try solo mining, especially now that ETC is freaking killing it. 23.21 per day. You know what? My X16Q, I kind of want to get that back on mining some ETC and ZIL, but I do have it auto converting right now over to Kaspa because I thought the spread from Bitcoin to Kaspa was a good idea. So I put my S19K on there, and I have my X16Q on there as well over on unMineable. Let's see, we have $7.85 per day on that one. Let's see, where's the S19K Pro? This is the unit I purchased that I'm getting hosted with Terra Hosting. I do believe that these prices are going to pump on these miners themselves in the near future, the very near future. So I'm just gonna flip the unit and then I'll just buy something else. But either way, it's making $4.10 a day. Again, this is at 10 cents kilowatt hour, and this is after that 10 cents electricity bill, right? So just keep that in mind. If you guys have a higher electric rate, it's obviously going to be different. Let's scroll down a bit and just see the Ice River KS0. Oh, this is the original, only making 90 cents a day. Oh, that's terrible. Let's see, where's the Ice River KS0 Pro? $1.88 a day. That's terrible, but you know what, whatever. I'm just stacking Kaspa with these at 100 watts. It's really whatever. If Kaspa gets to $1, I'll be happy, right? Let's see, did you see unMineable post has some shared database issue? No, I didn't, Douglas. I did not. That's interesting. I don't know what that's about. All right, let's check out GPUs real quick and see what coins are on the top of the list over here. Looks like a lithium. You know what, let's check out a lithium. What's the price of lithium? I haven't looked at all. 2%, 2.6. Damn, $2.43. Lithium's been on a freaking tear lately. Look at this 1 month chart. Gosh, from 90 cents up to $2.43. Man, that's like, isn't that what like ETC Pow did and then just took a total dump? I know lithium's a lot different, so I'm hoping it stays up. But man, this thing hit new all-time high. What was it, yesterday? 260. Jeez, is that right? Yeah, it was yesterday, or about 9 hours ago. It says 259 roughly, according to CoinGecko. Interesting. That's pretty crazy. And to be honest, the lithium's market cap's really not that big. It's only 159 million. I say only, but you know what I mean. It's not in the grand scheme of things. It's really not that much. So man, I don't recommend jumping into anything when it's like you know, just completely on a tear. But I really don't think we're gonna see much different anytime soon. Everything's going nuts. And to be honest, I was actually thinking about making a video about this. BTC, I think obviously with these ETFs, we're gonna see a big old pump, right, when these things come live. Well, that's what we would expect anyways. It could be a drop, but who knows. Keep your eye on ETH, because ETH and XRP, these two right here, are probably going to be the next two in line for the ETFs. That's my opinion. Just keep an eye on it. Regardless of your opinions on ETH, however you feel about it, doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. Remove your damn feelings out of the market. Don't feel like, you know, you have to hold a grudge against the coin. If you can make some money, make the money. You know what I mean? Ethereum, just keep your eye on it. That's all I gotta say. All I gotta say. All right, let's get into the news section of things. We have, oh, you know what? I didn't even really look at the coins. I don't think anything's really changed. Oh, Chlor's actually doing pretty well over here. Before we get into the news, the Chlor, let's see what Chlor's at. Chlor AI. This is one coin that I have not purchased at all, but it's been on a freaking rip, and it's at 12 cents. Look at that. Look at that. Let's check out the month. This coin's been pretty crazy. Ooh, this took a dump, huh? Oh, was that 2 cents? I mean, 20 cents rather. Went down to 12. Ooh. DJ, did you get out or did you stay on that? You still riding that pony or what? I'd like to know. Render's pumping too. Render's on the Solana network, so it most likely is. Damn, it is pumping. $4.35. Holy shit, that's awesome. Hell yeah, congrats to anybody holding Render. Damn, when I told DJ about that, we should have stayed. I should have stayed holding it. I should have stayed holding it, but I had to pay my electric bill one month, and I was like, I'm just gonna get rid of this. It's easy. It's on Coinbase. Idiot. Bruh. Anyways, all right, let's get on the news segment of things. I'm not going to read through these articles, just a whole bunch of them. Just want to show you guys. Bitcoin Magazine approves spot Bitcoin ETFs to trade on the US markets in historic milestone. Again, this was about 16 hours ago. They are actually opening trading today, so big deal. SEC approved rule changes that paved the way for Bitcoin ETFs. CNBC television posted this one. We have CNN Business. SEC gives Bitcoin ETFs the green light. We have over here the block. SEC approves 11 spot Bitcoin ETFs with trading likely to start tomorrow, aka today, which is amazing. And then we have CoinDesk. Bitcoin ETFs win SEC approval, bringing easier access to biggest cryptocurrency. Shout out to Bitcoin, man. Bitcoin has been an OG in the financial world for everybody that was like a believer. And today it really signifies like where things are going to go for these digital assets. The asset management industry has tried launching a spot Bitcoin ETF for over a decade. Hopes are high they will lure more investors into crypto, which they absolutely will. I mean, it's really technically not into crypto, it's into the ETFs. You know, it's just going to lure the big guys like these guys into crypto. You know, BlackRock, Fidelity, Grayscale, they have to purchase the Bitcoin in the background to give it to you guys. Mr. DJ Deathstar, appreciate the $5 super chat. He said crypto facts don't care about your feelings. Yeah, 100%. That's what I'm saying. Just separate it and just keep your eye on it, guys. Keep your eye on it. All right, let's get into some news clips of the day. Here we go. Breaking news. This is what we were hoping for the day before when the fake news came out, but yeah, we're getting it today. So guys, hit that like button. Appreciate you all. Let's see what everybody has to say.
Kaylee, let's try this one more time. What do we know? What's happening?
Let's try this one more time.
Well, we know that approval actually has happened this time around. This is approval of 2 necessary filings that were necessary for these products to actually do what they intended to do. One being the 19B4 filings, that is the exchanges that will list these products. The others, the S1s. Many revisions that we have seen in recent days were to those S1 filings that also had to be approved by the SEC. So that is what we know at this point. Of course, this was a highly anticipated decision. Despite the events of yesterday, the confusion around whether or not approval had happened at that point, it turned out it did not, but it is indeed happening now. These spot Bitcoin products for the first time in ETF form being approved here in
Man, she talks super fast. I was going to cut her off, but I decided not to. So what do you guys think? Like, are you impressed that it actually did go through? Was a lot of people, or I think it was what, 30% or so yesterday was saying that we didn't think we were going to get the ETF. I'm kind of shocked that they didn't delay it at all, to be honest.
All 11 of them remain.
I'm going to just jump in here and
That's
bring
awesome.
in Shonali Basak, who is, of course, covering crypto as well. Shonali, what have you been hearing from the folks you've been talking to?
Yeah, it's interesting because we've had the initial approvals and we have some big issuers already coming out with statements. For example, Grayscale, one of the biggest ones, had said that they're happy to confirm that the Grayscale team has received the necessary regulatory approvals to list GBTC to the NYSE ARCA and will share a press release shortly. We expect these firms to start trading their ETFs tomorrow. So tomorrow will be a large day for these issuers.
All right, we are getting that confirmation crossing the terminal. The Grayscale Bitcoin Trust has been approved. Here are a few others that have also been approved. The Bitwise Bitcoin ETF has been approved. The hashtag Bitcoin ETF has also been approved. Proposals from iShares Bitcoin Trust has also been approved. And the Valkyrie Bitcoin Fund has also been approved. We can keep going through these. They're going to keep...
Listen, if they didn't approve it yesterday, Do you know how bad that would have made Gary look? He's already had a shitty tenure. Let's be real. Like he has had a hard job, or maybe not so hard, but he put it on himself, right? If they didn't approve it yesterday, it 100% would have looked like an inside job. And yeah, I don't know. Gary just wanted more Bitcoin. That's what happened. He sold the number to Twitter.
Trickling in here, Van Eck, Invesco. So we're starting to get the confirmation here of all the individual ones, Shanali, about the ones that are improved. Not much of a surprise, right? I mean, we expected this to happen, and the names that we're seeing here right now are the ones that are going to be first out the gate.
All 11. And so remember, the first mover advantage is very important when it comes to the ETF world. When this happened in futures, you saw many assets flow to the first one out the gate. Now, tomorrow, what's going to be interesting is that war on fees. And remember, the reason we talk about GBTC is they have that $30 billion fund. What happens to those assets? Do they stay stable? Do they go down? Do they move up? The choices people make from here in terms of where to go for their Bitcoin exposure will be fascinating. But certainly,
wait. So they're converting 30 billion into the spot ETF? That's interesting.
Take a moment here. What a historic moment for the Bitcoin industry to have this approval after so many years. It was a tough 24 hours.
Yes.
And I have been sitting here, and even when we first watched the first set of filings go up, there were a lot of questions about how the SEC was going to do this. A lot of people couldn't access the filings right after it initially was posted. It was posted and then came down. Certainly confusing 24 hours and even last half an hour, but we're here.
We're here, and we have the headlines. They're crossing the Bloomberg.
Now look at that, down to 44. Oh, what did it wick down to, like 40-ish on that fake news event? I mean, it was like kind of a final shakeout, but whatever.
Terminal. Kelly Lyons, this looks like, a lot more organized this time around with all the individual headlines on the different ETFs that were filed with the SEC. What do we know about how else the SEC is going to communicate with investors about this?
MCA facts. They said their hands were forced. I totally agree.
Well, they very clearly have everything laid out in this filing, Romaine, and Scarlett, that is available on the SEC website right now. I wouldn't be surprised to see further statement out from the SEC in the form of potentially a press release or something from the chair, Gary Gensler himself, just given how sensitive the communication around this now is, especially so because of the events of yesterday, making it very clear what information can be trusted and what cannot be. Also knowing that this is going to raise a lot of questions that regulators may now be having to answer. The idea that now that they have approved this spot product in particular, now both Bitcoin futures and Bitcoin spot ETFs will be trading. Does that mean that we could see the same for other tokens out there? Could we be seeing a spot Ether ETF, a spot XRP ETF, those kinds of questions?
The she ended super fast, but did you see how she said spot Bitcoin Ethereum or XRP ETF? I do believe that's pretty legit. 100%. All right, let's check this out. SEC approves 11 spot Bitcoin ETFs over here on CNBC television. Let's get into it, guys. The like button. Hate asking, but YouTube makes me.
Breaking news around all this. Kate Rooney has more on this decision by the SEC. Kate.
Hi, Morgan. We are just getting word from the SEC that a wave of Bitcoin ETFs have been approved. The SEC just putting out a statement saying that 11 of these have gotten the green light to trade in the U.S. We do expect them to start trading tomorrow based on what some of the exchanges have said earlier in the day. The CBOE said that those spot Bitcoin ETFs will begin trading tomorrow. I have a statement here from Gary Gensler, the chair of the SEC, that he talks about some of the risks involved here. He says, though we're merit neutral, he would note the underlying assets when he talks about Bitcoin are primarily speculative, volatile assets that are also used for illicit activity, including ransomware, money laundering,
still saying that
sanction
shit.
Evasions, and terrorist financing. So he does, in the same breath as approving these Bitcoin ETFs, mention some of the illicit use cases. He says, while we approved the listing and trading of certain spot Bitcoin exchange-traded products and shares today, he says we did not approve or endorse Bitcoin. Investors should remain cautious about the myriad risks associated with Bitcoin products whose value are tied to crypto. But Morgan and John, this is a long-awaited milestone for the asset class, really seen as this legitimizing moment and a way for cryptocurrencies to enter the mainstream investing landscape. You've got the largest asset managers in the world on that list I mentioned of those approved. BlackRock, you've got Fidelity on that list. It is seen as a way to bring some more safety and stability into these markets. And again, a big moment and highly anticipated for this asset class. So as of tomorrow, people will have the option to hold Bitcoin in their brokerage accounts next to your regular old stocks and equities. So big moment here, guys. Back.
That's sick. That's so sick. It really is going to be a huge thing today. I really want to see how much comes into Bitcoin. All right, let's check out Bloomberg Television. Bitcoin ETF approval, historic moment. Bitwise AM says, let's check it out.
Joining us now is the firm's General Counsel and CCO, Catherine Dowling. Catherine, congratulations. I imagine there are a few champagne bottles getting decorked right now, but what's next?
Decorked.
It's really only now that the hard work starts, right?
Yes, Bonnie, thank you so much for having me. It has been a whirlwind. It is an historic moment. We've been getting after this for many, many years. Great to hear Commissioner Persh. I could listen to her all day. But you're right, Bonnie. You know, right now is when all of the issuers, and there are a number of us, you know, everybody needs to make sure that they're not going to be the one that has the Boeing door plug, right? So everybody's been testing, everybody's been making sure everything works, and we're feeling really good. We're feeling really confident, but we are also trying to take a little bit of time to enjoy the historic moment here for a spot Bitcoin ETF. Very exciting.
So, Catherine, 11 may start trading tomorrow, you know, or in the next day or two. And I'm curious as to what your target would be for inflows. What would you need in order to survive? And
I love how they're showing Solana a lot now. Have you guys noticed that too? I wonder if that's going to be another one that's like on their radar for like a ETF.
Point out here that you're the lowest fee one at the moment at 20 basis points after the first 6 months.
Yeah, and we're very happy to be in that lowest fee position. We do believe that although the estimates are all over the place, to be sure, we do believe that there is a lot of investor interest out there. We base that in historic fact, followed by a number of other ETF issuances that have occurred in the past. We are at heart a research organization led by Matt Hogan. He is an ETF expert. So he's been out there talking to advisors for years now. So we feel that we've got a really good pulse on the interest that's out there. And we feel like we're in a really great space, and we're excited to get this launched tomorrow.
Well, one of the things about ETFs is that, you know, money can trade extremely fast, and there is a bar, right? Of the 11 that may start trading, it's not for sure that they'll all exist in a year's time. What would you need in order to keep existing?
Well, you do want to be out there in the field and talking to advisors, right? So we have a relationship with, you know, we've got relationships with thousands of advisors. We will be out there. Our sales team will be talking to them, telling them about our.
Look at the fees real quick. Grayscale is definitely the highest one. But again, it's because they are converting their, their futures over to their spot, if I'm not mistaken.
Product, telling them about the fact that we're crypto specialists, that we've been in this for many years. So we will be doing that, having that dialogue. You know, now that we have, you know, effective registration statement, we can be out there, we can be explaining how we're different, and then we will see what happens with the entire field. But you're right, there are a number of us out there, but that's actually really good for investors. You don't need to have only one. You get a better price point and you get better differentiation. And then it's up to the investor to choose and to look and to see the market and decide what's right for them and what's going to be the best choice for them to add some Bitcoin exposure to their portfolio, because many have been waiting for this.
Right. Well, now Bitcoin itself, it traded above $47,000. It's back at 46,618, still up about 1.5%. A couple of the exchanges I saw.
It's now over 47. If I'm not mistaken.
Coinbase, for example, after hours up more than 6%. But if you were an advisor or somebody at home or an institution, how would you value a Bitcoin right now? What is fair value?
You know, I think obviously the price right now has a lot baked in, and it's been fluctuating around the margins with, you know, some of the fake news has caused some ups and downs around it. But I think we're pretty fair in the market right now. And then when we'll see, as we go forward, we'll see the interest with the ETF. And I think that will kind of move it forward. I think we'll see a big year for Bitcoin in 2024.
Oh, I'm sure you do, but sometimes the ETF...
What do you guys think? Over $100,000 in 2024? Now that this happened? Let me know.
Movements have absolutely nothing to do with the Bitcoin movements, right? I mean, unless you sort of hold and store and it's a reflection of the actual value of Bitcoin. I mean, how does the value of the buying and selling of your ETF, how will that be reflected in what Bitcoin itself does?
Well, basically, what we're going to see is what we think is that this is going to create even more interest in Bitcoin. And we think that the price will rise from there based on the interest. That's what we see happening.
There may have been red flags that Gary Gensler is scared of. We know that he's against exchanges, at least. He said that today in his statement when, he said that basically this happened because of the Grayscale court case, that was the only reason, that because of that court case and its findings, that's why the 11 had to get the go-ahead. What are some of the red flags that Gary Gensler doesn't like?
Well, what we've seen from Gensler, from the chairman, is that he has some concerns around the exchanges, the Bitcoin exchanges, feeling that there is not enough separation between the different business units. And that's something that he's been saying in the market for a long time. And he is definitely behind the scenes having conversations with them and trying to have a dialogue about how to make that move in a direction where the SEC will have more comfort with how they work operationally.
I want to know how much Bitcoin Mr. Gary G has personally. All right, let's see. So this is CNBC television just before they actually officially approved the ETF yesterday. They go over some news. Ether crosses 2,400. Again, as you guys know, Ethereum is at 2648. We have BTC at 47,000. It is absolutely doing phenomenal. So let's see what they say over here. Guys, that like button, hate asking, but YouTube makes me. Let's do it.
Today, the countdown for the SEC's decision on spot Bitcoin ETFs enters its final hours. At the same time, the agency scrambles to investigate an incident on its X account.
I can't wait until that news comes out, like what actually happened with the Twitter account and getting hacked.
Rick Edelman, founder of the Digital Assets Council of Financial Professionals, weighs in on the impact of an SEC decision on crypto markets.
As you guys know, the ETF was approved. If anybody's just joining, 11 of these ETFs or companies.
Welcome to CNBC's Crypto World. I'm Mackenzie Sigalos. Crypto prices are mixed as investors await a decision on spot Bitcoin ETFs, which could happen any minute now. As of 3 p.m. Eastern, when this show is going up, we don't have an announcement on spot Bitcoin ETFs quite yet.
But we have it
As
now.
of noon Eastern, Bitcoin fell to the $45,000 level after trading at a nearly 2-year high the past couple of days. The price of the cryptocurrency dropped during late afternoon trading yesterday following a false social media post from the X account of the SEC that stated the agency had approved Bitcoin ETFs for trading. We'll get to more on that in just a bit. Ether, however, soared more than 6% to $2,400 as analysts at CNBC spoke with said that they believe the market is now thinking about an SEC approval of spot ETH ETFs.
Yeah, 100%.
That decision is expected to happen beginning
100%.
in May. Meanwhile,
keep an eye on Ethereum and XRP. Ethereum and XRP are going to be the next two, at least in my opinion, that are going for ETFs. So just keep that in mind, regardless how you guys feel about them. Separate your emotions and don't be left in the dust.
Scale's Bitcoin Trust dropped nearly 2% since noon yesterday, trading at around $38. According to YCharts, the discount on GBTC compared to Bitcoin itself was around 6.5%. Now, this morning, Fundstrat Global Advisors managing partner Tom Lee joined CNBC's Squawk Box, where he discussed his 1-year and 5-year price target for Bitcoin with the SEC's ETF decision in the mix.
I think in the next 12 months, something over 100,000, maybe 150,000. And, in the next 5 years, again, there's a finite supply. And now we have a potentially huge increase in demand with a spot Bitcoin approval. So I think in 5 years, something around 500,000 would be potentially achievable.
Hell yeah, 500,000 would be
let's
sick.
talk about all the latest in the push for a spot.
I mean, again, like I said, real quick, sorry, I didn't mean to cut her off, but looking at what was it, the gold's market cap, right, at 13 trillion, and Bitcoin is at what's this, 921 billion. Right, it's relatively, even if it gets half of that, that's $250,000. That's crazy. It's totally possible.
Spot Bitcoin ETF in the U.S. And we have to start with the SEC's controversy on X. Now, on Tuesday, around 4 p.m., a tweet from the SEC's X account claimed that the agency had approved a spot Bitcoin ETF. That turned out not to be the case. A spokesperson from the agency told CNBC in a statement, quote, the SEC's @SECGov X/Twitter account has been compromised. The unauthorized tweet regarding Bitcoin ETFs was not made by the SEC or its staff. The confusion around that post also sent Bitcoin's price swinging wildly, spiking above $47,000 before quickly retreating. Now, a little later,
Back there
an
now.
SEC spokesperson told CNBC that an unknown party had accessed its X account a little after 4 p.m. Eastern, and that the agency was investigating the matter alongside law enforcement and its partners. The SEC and the police won't be the only government officials looking into this incident either. U.S. Senators J.D. Vance of Ohio and Tom Tillis of North Carolina sent a letter to the SEC demanding that the agency send a briefing on this incident by January 23rd.
Oh shit, they gotta crucify Gary for that.
Senator Vance said it was unacceptable that the agency entrusted with regulating the epicenter of the world's capital markets would make such a colossal error.
That's
and this
crazy.
morning, former SEC Chairman Jay Clayton joined CNBC Squawk Box to react to this event.
I think it demonstrates that everybody needs better cyber hygiene and constant cyber hygiene. And yes,
Look at him smiling like crazy. He's like way too happy that Gary got screwed.
Yeah, look,
It wasn't just Gary,
let's
but
not bury that. Is
he's the
there
face.
irony here? Are control systems part of the SEC's purview? Sure. Is market manipulation something that the SEC enforces and deals with? And are both of those at issue here? Yes. Which is why I go back to what do? You communicate with your constituencies and tell them what you're doing to address those things.
Now, at the same time, asset managers are still marching
Oh
ahead
yeah, he's 100% a troll.
with the last touches to their ETF filings in these final hours before the SEC's deadline. Both BlackRock and ARK 21 shares updated fees for their ETF proposals, joining a growing race among prospective issuers to cut fees and in turn just maybe increase market share if these ETFs come to fruition. BlackRock reduced its fee from 0.3% to 0.25%, and ARK 21 shares dropped its fee from 0.25% to 0.21%.
Again, these guys are launching their ETFs today, so look out for the move.
William Quigley, the co-founder of Tether, joined CNBC's Squawk on the Street this morning, where he argued that the ETFs would open up a huge base of new institutional capital. He outlined the questions he has about the mechanics of those spot Bitcoin ETFs.
I think the market just opened, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know what time it opens, actually. I know it's like a pre-market, whatever. I'm not into stocks, so you guys let me know if it's open already or not.
How will the institutions think about the suitability of this for their clients? There is a massive amount of discretionary capital that these institutions control. Will the suitability tests, how will they
9:30, that's what I thought. Okay, yeah, I think it's like a pre-market right now or something, if I'm not mistaken.
be conducted? What about margin? You know, you can get 60% margin on a lot of stocks. Is this a marginable asset? In exchanges and places where people currently acquire Bitcoin, they're able to access loans using the Bitcoin that they own. They can borrow against it. I don't know what a lot of these institutions are going to say. Many of them may just say, we're not going to open this up to anybody but institutionals initially. But people like Schwab, Robinhood, those types of self-directed investment platforms, they may say buy and sell as you wish.
All right, let's stick with ETFs for our main story. Ahead of that much anticipated decision, I spoke with Rick Edelman, the founder of the Digital Assets Council of Financial Professionals, about what to expect for crypto markets long term if they do win approval.
They did
As
win.
of right now, there has been no decision
God.
on spot Bitcoin ETFs. The agency is widely expected to approve at least one application. So let's talk about that outcome.
Again, for anybody just joining, they did approve 11.
If the SEC does approve one of those applications and it does come to market, what's your take on the significance of a decision like that for Bitcoin and crypto more broadly?
Mr. DJ Deathstar, thank you for the $5 super chat. Appreciate you. A hype sticker. Love it. Thank
Well,
you.
this is clearly the biggest event for crypto in 10 years. This is the holy grail of crypto. Everybody's been waiting for a spot Bitcoin ETF because ETFs are the most popular investment vehicle in America for all the obvious reasons. They're low in cost, high in liquidity. They're extremely affordable. You can buy them in an ordinary brokerage account where you can easily rebalance and dollar cost average and tax loss harvest. Easy for advisors to engage on behalf of their clients as well as for retail investors.
He just nailed it on the head. Like every good point on the planet, why this is a good thing. But at the same time, again, double-edged sword, BlackRock and these companies are going to hold your Bitcoin in the background versus you self-custodying it. And if this thing spikes down 20%, they're shutting this shit off for the day and you're not going to be able to trade it. So just keep that in mind. It's definitely a better idea to own your own Bitcoin, but you guys do as you will.
And it's been elusive. The SEC has repeatedly said no. So the availability finally, after a decade of attempts to bring these to market, is going to create a flood of new assets from both retail investors and investment advisors. But not right away, Mac. It's going to take time for these asset flows to occur. Months, frankly, not days or weeks.
Now, what kind of buy-in would you expect for these products? What's the makeup, would you say, for retail versus institutional participation? There wasn't much excitement for the ETH future ETFs that hit the market in 2023. How would this be different?
Yeah, it'll be different for a very fundamental way. Most people don't buy futures. I mean, do you buy stock futures? If you don't buy stock futures, why would you buy Bitcoin futures?
Yeah, so, personally, futures are kind of like, I don't know how you feel about them, but who cares, really?
It's a very different product, and that's why it didn't get all that much excitement. But there are about 20-25% of U.S. Americans who own Bitcoin today. A whole lot more are referring to themselves as crypto curious. They would like to own it, but they found it daunting because, opening an account on a crypto exchange and dealing with hot and cold wallets and private keys, that's
AKA they're lazy. All right, just saying.
It's intimidating. But the ETF makes all those issues go away, and it makes this product now available simply, easily, conveniently in a very familiar format. So we think retail investors
But it's also allowing these companies, again, to control Bitcoin, which Bitcoin is not intended to do, right? It's not intended to be centralized. It's supposed to be decentralized. So these big companies holding all your Bitcoin in the background is really doing the opposite of the entire overall, consensus of Bitcoin and what it's supposed to be.
Going to engage in this and relatively in big numbers. Advisors, too, have said the same thing. They have been unable to provide Bitcoin to clients because of the lack of an ETF. Now that it's here, 80+% of advisors say they're going to allocate to it. The average allocation will be 2.5% of the portfolio. That's going to translate to $100 to $200 billion of asset flows over the next couple of years.
Now, would you expect other kinds of crypto ETFs to come to market? Some people are pushing for Ethereum ETFs. Of course, there's still a lot of contention around whether certain crypto assets are securities or commodities. So what's your outlook for that long term?
Oh,
Yeah, this is just the beginning. So we're going to see a whole array of new products come out. As you said, an Ethereum ETF, eventually that's going to take a long time. The SEC
they'll probably stop Ethereum just because of, I don't know, the staking thing, I think, is really going to get it. But XRP, what do they have to stop there? Really? I mean, they've already lost in court against them, so.
Moving slowly. Look how long it took to bring the Bitcoin to market. So the Ethereum ETF will take a while. You'll see combination ETFs. This is, after all, a single asset ETF, Bitcoin only. So a combination of Bitcoin and Ethereum is going to be popular. You're also going to see more trading strategies. You'll find inverse ETFs. You'll find 2X and 3X ETFs. They'll find actively managed ETFs where they'll move with the market in an attempt to beat the index. So this is just the beginning. Over the next few years, you're going to have dozens and dozens of ETFs using a wide variety of trading and investment strategies, just like you have in the stock market.
It's kind of crazy, though, thinking about it, like the amount of time that Gary held all the investors, he's supposed to be protecting all of his investors, right? So the amount of time that he held everybody back from this spot Bitcoin ETF, look at how much money was lost. What was it, 20 grand or so? We went up from 30 to where it's at now, almost 50, right? It's like 17,000 jump. Like, you know how much money you just made all these people lose because you wanted to continuously delay this thing? Well, he's going to do the same thing with Ethereum. So, like, that's why I was saying, regardless of how you guys feel about it, separate your emotions and think about investing at least a little bit into this before that happens. Again, not financial advice, just my personal opinion. Just don't be left in the dust.
Now, what do you make of Wall Street's hype for crypto heading into 2024? It seems that at least Bitcoin is back in style, but what about crypto more broadly? And separately, how do you see investment advisors thinking about the space?
This is a rising tide scenario. So Ethereum is rising as much as Bitcoin is. In fact, it did better last year than Bitcoin in a lot of the funds, like at ETHE, at ETH. So we're going to see mainstreaming of crypto as we have the biggest Wall Street firms engaging: JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, Fidelity, BlackRock, Franklin Templeton, Invesco. When you've got these kinds of trillion-dollar powerhouses getting engaged, it's not going to take long for this to become ubiquitous in portfolios, both the retail and institutional levels. And this is why advisors are going to be engaging. They're going to hurry up because there's so much market competition. The SEC is likely to approve many, maybe most, perhaps even all of these applications. That's creating a lot of marketing, a lot of competition, massive advertising by these ETF providers. That means investors are going to pay attention. They're going to call their advisors. They're going to say, should I invest? How much should I invest? Which one should I buy? Advisors are therefore going to engage because FOMO is going to set in, the fear of missing out. So you're going to find a lot of folks jumping into this over the next couple of years, and that means the price of Bitcoin is going to skyrocket.
You already started to get into this, but long term, what's going to be more popular, spot or futures Bitcoin ETF?
Spot for sure.
Spot, there's no question.
Sure.
And same as in the stock market. Spot equities are much more popular than futures trading. So this will be no different. But they both have a place because some investors prefer to trade futures contracts as opposed to buying spot. Just like you've got some people engaging in short positions. So they all have a role in the diversified portfolio and based on your investment strategy, your attitude and your outlook and your risk tolerance. So they'll all have a place in the marketplace.
See, the difference here is that these big companies actually do have to own the Bitcoin to be able to provide you the spot ETF. So that's like, it's definitely a different animal. All right, let's get over to Mr. Anthony Pompliano over here. He actually dropped a 30-minute long video. I'm not going to watch this whole thing, but I'm going to listen to the beginning up until like his first ad that he pushes in here. Guys, if you didn't check him out, go check him out. Links in the description below. Appreciate you guys. Hit that like button. I hate asking, but YouTube makes me. Let's do it.
All right, guys. Bang, bang. I've got James here. Eric may be joining us, maybe not. We're going to see. He's on a train right now. But James...
Anthony Pompliano, if you guys don't know, is an absolute G in the space.
ETFs are approved. Bitcoin spot ETFs. You guys had 90+% confidence. You were right. Congratulations. I think people on the internet are joking. This is your Super Bowl.
It is.
How
the
do you
Bitcoin
look
Super Bowl,
at
for sure.
so many different ETFs getting approved at the same time? Like, is that something that we've seen a lot in the past, or is it usually like one or two and then some trickle in over time?
Yeah, I mean, this is a one-of-one situation. I mean, the closest situation is what we just saw with Ethereum futures ETFs in October. They got no interest whatsoever for the most part. A lot of the same people were in that race, and no one really bought those. They took no one wanted to bite them. I think part of the reason for that is because I also think spot Ethereum ETFs are going to be approved this year, which we can get into a little later. But yeah, this is a one-of-one situation. Like there's been so much hype and so many applications. This has been going on for 10 years. I mean, really, the Winklevoss twins applied over 10 years ago, but for the most part, it's really heated up over the last 4 to 5 years, 2017-ish.
Now, they didn't get any type of ETF approved, right? As far as I know, the Winklevoss twins, they never like reapplied, right? Am I wrong? Let me know in the chat if you guys know.
So I guess that's even more. But things have really heated up a lot here. And the SEC has decided they don't want to be a kingmaker in the way they were with ProShares' BITO, the Bitcoin futures ETF, which commands 95% of the assets, 95+% of the trading volume in Bitcoin futures ETFs and US exchanges. So they don't want to be kingmaker. And so they're doing everything they can to line everyone up, which is also something we've been saying since even long before we went to 90% odds in October.
Yeah, I definitely think this is the fair way to do it. The first time I said it on television, one of the hosts was like, wait, you think they would do that? And I was like, it's the only fair way. They should do it that way. Doing it any other way seems kind of unfair. But what is your expectation of asset inflows? Let's go maybe like 48 hours and then 30 days. So in the first 2 days, what do you expect? And then in the first 30 days, what do you expect?
This is what I was excited to listen to. And I felt like this was very important for you guys to hear.
Yeah, so we've heard, initially, if you had asked me this before the Ethereum futures launch, I would have said it was going to break. They naturally, all of them would break the ETF records that currently BITO holds. It was the fastest to $1 billion. It basically did it in 2 days. I think then the Ethereum futures launch happened and just the interest was waning in this space, I thought. But I guess I was wrong. We've heard rumors, like corroborated rumors from multiple people, that many of these issuers have hundreds of millions of capital lined up to invest in day one or day two. There's rumors that BlackRock has 2 billion lined up potentially, which is an insane number in my mind. I'll believe it when I see it, I guess. So, I mean, we're
at just what, $1 billion right now?
Talking about serious capital here that would be flowing into the space. So time will tell. So you said 48 hours. I mean, the problem is if Grayscale goes first, you're going to have to do net flows, because I think there will be significant capital if Grayscale goes in the same day that will flow out of GBTC and into these other products. GBT's fee, they're only dropping to 1.5% as of this recording, right? So
because they're converting their GBTC over to the spot Bitcoin ETF.
That's a relatively high fee. And I could see them, basically a lot of people who maybe own them in tax deferred accounts or who don't really care are going to take their money out. There's also a lot of hedge funds and private equity funds and people that are owning that thing that don't want exposure to Bitcoin. They're only viewing it as a special situation because it's trading at such a steep discount, or was trading at such a steep discount. So maybe they just get out of it once the discount closes and this thing becomes an ETF. If you net it out, it's hard to predict these types of things, but I think it will be measured in billions for sure. If we're talking at the end of the first week, I think we'll see net flows of, I don't know, 3 billion potentially. I mean, over the year, I'm on record as saying I was thinking around 10 billion as the over under. So I'd probably go over 10 if for the first year, but under 25. I've seen some crazy numbers for the first year. I guess we'll see. But net flows wise, I'm probably around that over 10, but not much over 10 if I had to guess for the first year.
All right, first 48 hours, I'm definitely over 2 billion. Like, I think this thing is going to smash every record. You guys are going to like build a monument inside of ETF land of like what's going to happen.
So he's calling definitely over 2 billion coming into the market. It's crazy.
But I don't think it's over 10, under 25. Like, that seems pretty reasonable. I saw the 50 to 100 billion number that came out. That seems tough, but I don't know, maybe Bitcoin's price, if it triples plus inflows, like maybe that helps it.
Yeah, if you get to AUM levels there, I don't think that would be absolutely insane, particularly if the price appreciates to levels that we've already seen in the past back in 2021. That said, if you look at gold ETFs, which is like the most analogous situation to in ETF history, I guess you would say, they have 100 billion in assets. I've said this on like a whole bunch of different podcasts and spaces and what have you. And I just don't. I mean, it's possible I'm completely wrong, but I think of that as like the upper end. I think these ETFs could get to like 1-2% of total ETF AUM. Right now we're at 8 trillion. So if you take 1 to 2% over the long term, say 4 or 5 years from now, that would say, assuming the assets don't change, but you're talking what, 80 billion plus to 100 plus, but I don't.
Yeah, Much Train actually just made a good point. He said AUM equals asset under management. So if you got anybody who didn't know,
that's much longer term. I don't think we're going to see those numbers short term.
BlackRock is, Grayscale's coming in at 1.5. They were at 2%. They're dropping to 1.5. Everyone else is like sub 1, right? And many of them are kind of like 0.25 to 0.5 ish. How much of a difference is there between 0.25 and 0.5? Like, there's obviously a big difference between 150 basis points and 50, but what about the like big bunched up group between 25 basis points and 50 basis points? Does it matter?
It's honestly going to be fascinating to see. I mean, the way I think about it is, right, there's going to be a whole bunch of different ways that everyone's going to try to spin these. You have the more crypto native people and the people that are more in crypto. I'll lump Van Eck and ARK into that because ARK is partnered with 21 Shares. Mm-hmm. Van Eck has been trying to get these things through the doors, been at crypto conferences that I've ever been to. They've always there. And then you have Bitwise, which is been basically pounding the table, pounding the ground on this front. Same with Valkyrie, Hashdex. So like there's this echo of like, we're focused on this ecosystem a lot. And some are like, we're only focused on this ecosystem, like 21 Shares and some of those other names I just mentioned. But then you also have the big players like iShares and Fidelity, which obviously Fidelity's been in the space for a long time. So they're going to differentiate on brand name and say like what they're trying to do here. The fees, though, I think are critical. I think if you have a relationship with one of these issuers or that are trying to sell these things, as long as you're competitive, you're not like, I think 50 might honestly even be too high. So right now, Invesco and Galaxy, they're offering a 6-month waiver. So there'll be no fee for the first 6 months and up to 5 billion potentially.
They're going to do great because of that.
Then they're going to 59 bips. I think they might have to lower that to be competitive potentially, but I guess time will tell. But if you're in like the 39 bip range, like Fidelity is, but you have a relationship with Fidelity and you're thinking about going to somebody like, I don't know, Bitwise or iShares, like it might not be enough if you already have a relationship. So as long as they're competitive, the distribution networks will be important because the way we're looking at this is this whole ETFs tend to be a winner take most situation, right? One fund tends to get most of the assets and most, if not most of the liquidity, definitively liquidity. But that means that there's a huge opening for plenty of other people to have niche markets where they have 100 million, maybe a little bit more in assets that is profitable enough, or at least somewhat profitable, that they can offer the business. And it's just something they want to have to complete their offering when they go to an advisor's office or an institution's office. But there's going to be one or two that sit at the top on that asset level or trading level. And in some cases, in very mature markets, we actually see one that is basically competing on assets because it has such a low fee level, but the dollar volume when things go crazy, it's always one, and it's usually the oldest one that tends to really dominate on liquidity and volume. And we see that repeatedly in different areas of the ETF ecosystem.
After 30 days, who emerges with the most assets in your opinion? This episode is...
Oh, boo, I actually do want to hear that. No, I got to jump forward. Hold on. And then we're going to jump into something else.
Breaking levels of outflows in a short, even with Grayscale going at 1.5%, I think it's, I mean, they would have to see record-breaking levels of outflows in a short time period to unseat them on an asset basis. But that said, if anyone can do it, it's probably iShares, just because of BlackRock's brand name. They're also, their fee waiver isn't bringing it to 0%, but it is bringing it down to 20 basis points, which is also extremely low. Look, I've been telling people to expect the Terradome. We call the ETF Terradome. It's because it crushes you. It forces people to cut fees if you want to compete. And we were talking about 40 basis points as like a low end. Getting under 40 would be impressive. We think it could happen within a year. And then Fidelity did out of the gate, and we were like, oh wow, they're already doing it. And then now with these recent updates, I'm absolutely shocked.
Crazy. All right, I'm gonna stop it there. If you guys are interested, go check out this full video. Again, this is another 20 minutes. I'm not gonna rip them off this entire time, but go down in the description below. Check out Anthony Pomp. He is amazing, guys. Hit that like button. Appreciate you all. Let's check out what Mr. Austin over at Altcoin Daily has to say. Historic, all Bitcoin ETFs approved. What's next? I'm excited to hear what he has to say. I haven't had a chance to watch this, so let's do it.
Bitcoin is now 15 years old. Spot Bitcoin ETFs have finally been approved. The catalyst that we've all been waiting for has finally happened.
Oh yeah.
This is huge.
This is not going to be an easy task. Capital is moving, and it's going to move very rapidly.
Smash the like button if you bought Bitcoin before BlackRock. Smash the like button if you're bullish on this entire industry. So what does this...
I did put a poll in the chat, by the way, and Mr. Broskis, you made a good point. He said, you forgot to put, I'll just keep mining it. Yes, I did. Damn it. I wish I could edit it, but I can't. Appreciate you, buddy.
It's all mean for you. Over the next 10 minutes, I'll explain everything. Save this video to reference later. Let's start here. The 24 hours leading up to all of this, the approval, was crazy. This all started in a very anticlimactic way with a fake tweet putting out fake news from a hacked SEC X/Twitter account, basically announcing that all the Bitcoin ETFs have finally been approved. Cryptocurrency holders went crazy for this.
That guy's way too happy. Yes! That was like Hawk on his short video. Did you guys see it?
However, people started to question whether this was all legit, whether the SEC would announce on Twitter/X first and then their website second. Minutes later, we found out we got rugged. Gary Gensler tweeting from his personal
100%.
account. The SEC's Twitter account was compromised. An unauthorized tweet was posted. The SEC has not approved the listings and trading of spot Bitcoin exchange-traded products. Seemed like a major rug pull. And the market got volatile. We don't often take a look at 1-minute charts, but this is what happened minute by minute. The SEC's official Twitter account posted, Bitcoin ETFs are all approved. The market pumped, but then dumped. Interesting that the dump happened actually before Gary Gensler announced that the SEC's Twitter account was hacked. That happened right here.
Yeah, because Gary was too busy buying. He didn't have time to tweet. He was hitting the buy orders. That's what was happening.
And interestingly, we saw another pump. Then the SEC regained control of their Twitter account. They deleted the original. This happened rather fast. They got control back rather fast. The SEC tweets that they were hacked and have not approved the ETFs, and then the market kind of tapers out. Very curious, this whole order of events.
100%.
The art, the artist.
Shady bastard.
Even McDonald's was making fun of us. This was out of pocket. Times like this, I remember with the great...
Wait, what? McDonald's? They had a billboard up? That's not real. Is that real? That's hysterical. Hey, crypto bros, we are hiring. That's terrible.
Was making fun of us. This was out of pocket. Times like this, I remember what the great Elon Musk has said about the SEC.
Facts.
Look at you. No, I want to be clear. I do not respect the SEC. Perfect. I do not respect them.
But you're abiding by the settlement, aren't you?
Because I respect the justice system.
However, it happened. Here we are. The Bitcoin ETFs are about to start trading. So now that this is happening, let's talk about the potential impact on Bitcoin's price. And let's go to the experts, like the CBOE digital president, John Palmer. He's seen tons of ETFs and other financial products launch. What can we expect the potential impact of the Bitcoin ETF on Bitcoin's price? Listen to what he says, then we'll go further.
Impact on price. For those who've been speculating the past month or 2 or 3 now that this day is going to come, has it moved as much as it's going to move? Is this the day it gets announced, it moves another, 20, 30, 40? I mean, what are we talking about here?
It's hard to expect because we have to really see how the capital flows into the ETF. I think obviously an approval is bullish, but we've seen a big move recently. So the best part here is that there's going to be additional investors that get access to Bitcoin that maybe don't really want to natively hold it themselves.
Do you see it becoming something? I mean, I remember we've had people on this broadcast that come on. Kathy Wood says it goes to $500,000 a Bitcoin. We had people years ago come on and say it'd be $1 million a Bitcoin. Do you think that's directionally where this all goes? Do you think that there's sort of a cap on what it is? Do you think every investor in the world decides that they need to have some portion of their assets in Bitcoin?
I think it depends again on
Mr. Douglas, the chat's not broken. It's working fine. I can see you. I can see you for sure. Maybe you refresh your app. It might be a problem with it. Sorry, guys.
how much we see flow in, right? Bitcoin right now, market cap is just over 915 billion, right? So even a successful ETF launch in 1 year could be 10 or 15 billion dollars in AUM. That would be quite successful compared to some of, even some of the most successful ETF launches. So even that is, we're only talking 1 or 2% of the current market cap of Bitcoin. So how much is that really going to inflate the price, to the levels you mentioned, 500,000 or $1 million? Time will tell. But again, we also know there's a fixed supply of Bitcoin. So how that impacts the supply and demand dynamics of the market and how much capital is actually flowing into the ETFs, I think will be very focused.
It all depends how much Bitcoin flows in. It all depends how much Bitcoin flows in. Well, let me give you some insight into how institutions are thinking about Bitcoin, this new asset that they can invest in. Listen.
One other thing I will say about Bitcoin that I think people don't understand, and this is part of the innovation that's really important. Think about Bitcoin's a commodity, right? The SEC said it's a commodity. It is a commodity. One coin's the same as the next. Okay, fine. Every commodity in the world, if you increase its price, the supply goes up. If gold went to 10,000 tomorrow, we'd mine more gold. If corn went up, if oil went to $300 a barrel, we'd drill for more oil. You would get more, higher price, you would get more. No matter where the price of Bitcoin goes, the issuance schedule is set. There's not going to be any more. It comes out, every block is, 6.25 coins right now, soon to be half of that. So
April, it's going down to half.
That's unique. And I, as a result of that, the world has never seen anything that really kind of looks like this, which is why, Ronnie Stofferle had a great chart on it. Showed, Bitcoin from inception has grown at 145% compound annually, and it's got a lower Sharpe ratio than any other asset. This is an amazing beast. It really is. And so I, look, but it's volatile, and to some it's scary, and I get all of that. But, I've long contended that anybody who has zero of this is really, really missing the most asymmetric bet that I've ever seen in 40 plus years of trying to make asymmetric bets.
So,
man, I wish I had that chart where it showed like how many people, like where you actually would have lost money. The only point you would have lost money is at the $69,000 high between that and the 47 that we're at right now. Like anybody that bought up there, yeah, you're in the red. But realistically, if you've held this long term, you guys are making money on Bitcoin. Like you've always made money with Bitcoin. It's crazy.
What are the numbers? Because really the only question is, what will the inflows be? Now it's very
regardless of how much it goes down, just hold it, hodl it, right? Most of the time it is going to go up.
Interesting. We already know that millions and millions have been seeded into these ETFs. Funds are starting to flow.
Capital is moving, and it's going to move very rapidly.
We also got this piece of news. We reported this to the other day. This would be big. BlackRock has lined up over $2 billion for the very first week for their Bitcoin ETF launch. The question
we're just under $1 billion as of right now. Let's just look real quick one more time. Let me refresh this. Looking like 927, right? Is that million? Wait, hold on. What is it? 100,000. Yeah, it's really, dude, honestly, 2 billion, that's a lot to come into the market like right off the bat. It really is.
Can we confirm this? Is this true? What happens next if this is true? And we can confirm this. Bloomberg analyst Eric Balchunas says he was able to confirm reports for the BlackRock ETF that they have already lined up $2 billion in investments. And he explains why they do this. Listen to him, so much insight.
Okay, so I was able to corroborate that piece of information. First of all, it came from Van Eck. That guy's very reputable. I know, but like, he doesn't want to say that. So the fact that he would volunteer that tells me it's probably true. He would rather not that be true, right? So it's not like he has anything to gain from that. And then I corroborate it with somebody who's very inside this industry. So I've got two people saying that it's true. Now, BlackRock also...
Yeah, Bitcoin's about to hit 1 trillion. And looking at this, we have 47.59 as of right now. Bitcoin's rising. Everything's in the deep green, guys. It's going to continue.
A history of doing this. When they launched some of their ESG ETFs, they lined up some institutional investors. So when it launched, they didn't put it in a seed. They actually had to come in the first day as if it were a big flow. So when you look at the top successful day one and week one ETFs ever, I think BlackRock's 6 or 7 out of the top 10. Simply because...
Real quick, Dan R. That's true, right? He said the 2 billion is only worth 1% increase in the market, BTC. So not that much of an increase. It's not, but that's one person. That's just BlackRock. That doesn't include anybody else that's throwing money into it. You, normal investors, other companies. That's just BlackRock. That's one person. That's a lot. That's a lot of a market push from one investor, right?
Because of this lining up of money thing. It's a way to sort of game the system in a way. Well, it's totally fine. I mean, honestly, if you're going to put 2 billion in, you'd rather put it in on day one so it shows up as flow and volume versus before. It's smart PR because when you have 2 billion in a fund and the volume's big and the flows look good, also looks like there's a party going on. It's like, oh, I want to be part of that party. So volume and assets are the strongest marketing out there. And so it makes total sense for them to do this. They are very shrewd and they've done it before. So it lines up with their history. And I've got 2 sources. So I also know a couple issuers who are planning something similar, although I don't think the funds are nearly that big. But if we have BlackRock at 2 and we have, let's say, 2 other issuers at like 300 million, something like that, you're already looking right there at a record day one or week one of all time.
Record inflows are what we're looking at, particularly because even in the final hours, each applicant was slashing their fees. The Bitcoin ETF fees just keep dropping. BlackRock has just cut the fee on spot Bitcoin ETF to just 0.25%. They're really going for the jugular here, looking to crush the others before they're even born. Just brutal.
They want everybody to go to them versus going anywhere else. I mean, it makes sense to race to the top.
Also cut, Bitwise cut even lower. Terror Dome Life. The big question I've been seeing in the comments is, hey, how easily can they just increase their fees later?
And that's a good point, actually. You know what? I was actually just thinking that.
And the answer is they won't. They don't. ETFs only cut fees. They never raise them.
Really?
Advisors would flip out if they did this. Their brands would be stained.
That's interesting. I didn't know that. Did anybody know that? That's kind of neat.
Reason number 36 why.
Wait, why wouldn't they raise them? That doesn't make much sense.
ETFs are so popular with investors, they don't pull it like that.
Really?
Money flows to where it's treated best.
That's
Understand this. Understand the fee slashing we have been seeing up until the final hours. By this evening, somebody is going to be offering a free Tesla and a date with their sister for you to choose their ETF instead of the others. These fees are insanely low.
Yeah, much train. Good point. Yeah, they make more money by volume. That makes total sense.
So understand the sentiment around Bitcoin and crypto as an asset class in the mainstream has just flipped in such a pivotal way. This is how the mainstream is talking about Bitcoin now.
I'm very excited about this. I've had differences of opinion with people about the use case of Bitcoin, but there's no doubt that owning Bitcoin in an ETF structure is far safer than the current system. Those who want to, this is the safe way to own it. Just like owning a gold ETF in 2004, all of a sudden all these old guys with gold coins in their basement, hoarding them. I lost the lock to the key, and people losing their passwords to Bitcoin.
There's an ETF?
Now there's an ETF, and nobody worries about holding gold in the basement. You can if you want. Go ahead, knock yourself out, but nobody worries about it anymore.
So now that
honestly, that was a pretty true statement. He's not wrong.
BlackRock ETF plus 10 others have officially happened. I'm anticipating Bitcoin prices this cycle certainly over all-time highs, certainly hitting 100K. I think between 100K and 200K is not only possible, now it becomes way more likely.
To be honest.
Guys, subscribe to the channel, join the Altcoin Daily team. This bull market is just getting started, because now the question is, besides the inflows into the Bitcoin ETF, now the narrative and anticipation is around who's next. BlackRock has applied for an Ethereum ETF. Many people think an XRP ETF could come into fruition. I think a Solana ETF before XRP. I think Ethereum first. I think a basket of all.
Really? Solana before XRP, you said? Interesting. That's neat. The only reason I would think XRP would come first is because of the court case and they won it, right? Solana has a whole nother, like, they got to fight for it, right? Just kind of like same thing with Ethereum. They both got to fight for it. The staking thing is going to be one of those issues, I think, with the SEC and Ethereum, but eventually it'll get blown over and come to fruition.
Is certainly likely in the future, but it's, that's what I think. It's interesting that the CIO of Valkyrie says that, hey, Ethereum ETF, maybe XRP before Ethereum, this is possible. Subscribe to the channel.
Interesting. Oh.
I'll see you tomorrow.
How soon before you turn around and try to make other spot products for different crypto assets?
I think we're going to see a lot of filings come out for Ethereum. I even think we might see something for Ripple, given the recent progress. You notice that Grayscale just added Ripple to one of their trusts. It's publicly traded. So it wouldn't surprise me if we saw Ripple or Ethereum spot ETFs out there. I really don't know if we're going to do that or not. I think those are more retail plays and people have other ways to access them. But given that this market, anything can happen, anything could happen.
That's amazing. Shout out to Altcoin Daily. All right, guys, let's get into the recap segment of things. Let's see what we're looking like over here. Bitcoin 47,645. Holy shit, things are going absolutely parabolic. ETC up over $30. Crazy. Oh, by the way, Trade Ogre, somebody just said this in the chat. Let's see. Keys Beast said, wow, Kaspa on Trade Ogre is up 11 cents. Maybe they can't peg it again and people can get their Kaspa off it. Yeah, so apparently they took it out of maintenance and you can get your stuff out of Trade Ogre, which is awesome. Kaspa's at 12.4 right now. Nice. 12 cents. It's almost 12 and a half. That's amazing. Dude, this is crazy. Like, this is so much green in the in the space right now. It's just nuts. Like, look at this. Man, I don't know if anybody's into Hex, but that's like the biggest earner on the week. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about this? Let's check out how's mining doing, how's the lithium doing, and all these other altcoins. Let's check. Any altcoins you guys are interested in, give me throw them in the chat and I'll look at them quick. Let's see. $2.46 still. Lithium is still really just doing amazing, to be honest, in the last like 7 days, a month, or even year. Like, this just straight up from 18 cents or so in the last from November 13th, from 21 cents, it's now $2.46. Crazy, absolutely insane gains. Let's see. Again, Hivemapper. If you guys, anybody has a Hivemapper, I'm 100% going driving today. I don't care. Kids nap time, get in the car, we're going for a ride. Dad's got shit to do. It's a good thing I got TVs in there. We have 23 cents. Hivemapper is as soon as this thing gets listed on Coinbase, man, I'm telling you, I think we're gonna see another run up to its all-time high or so, or at least close to it. It just hit its all-time high last month? Let's see where we at. December 12th, 37 cents. Crazy. It's down 38% as of right now, but it I swapped some Solana rather into Hive last night, or Honey last night, while it was at 18 cents. So I'm glad I did that. Let's see. We have I'm Ted. Oh, you're Ted. All right, interesting. Keys Beast. That's weird, huh? My YouTube is messing up, only letting me message under this name now. Why? That's so weird. I'll check my settings and make sure nothing's wrong. Maybe no, that wouldn't matter, actually. I was gonna say unsubscribe and resubscribe, but I don't know what's going on with that. That's weird. I recently bought a Hivemapper for my friend. Hell yeah, broskies. That's the only thing that sucks, right? If you guys, let me see. Let's go to Hivemapper. Let's see. The only thing that really blows about this, oh look, our board Geek of All Trades is there. How do we get to this? Let's see. The only thing that sucks is purchasing it is like why won't this go to the site? All right, well, apparently it's not gonna work. It's like they're way backed up. What? All right. Oh, buy a dash cam. I gotta click there. Well, if I could read, that would help. Shop dash cams. Let's see. What's the batch? Does it tell us? See, it's only 300 bucks. Dude, I drove to Home Depot, which is like probably 15-20 minutes away, I think. Yeah, I think I probably drove for about a half hour total, right? There and back. Well, probably an hour there and back, right? Half hour each way. $300 for this thing. I think it was 77 bucks in honey today when they deposited in my account. I don't know why this won't go to it. Let's see. This is the only thing that really sucks. May. So estimated delivery for new orders placed today is May 2024. That's what sucks. I did purchase one of these for my wife, so I'm gonna put it in my other truck just so we can gain some more and she can get on the honey train. But this is man, it's crazy how much these things yield. If you guys are interested, it's code CCXD for 10% off, I believe. I think I paid $285 for it after my code with shipping. It was totally worth it. Like, this thing's really cool, and it's kind of like having a Google Maps car like in your car personally, right? That's pretty much what it is. AI generated photos like of the street and shit goes to a cloud and you get paid. That's pretty much how it works. When did you purchase it? I purchased it in last week. Yeah, it was just after the new year. Stupidly, I should have just did it in December, but I was being a puss. I didn't do it. All right, let's check out what else we got. Again, Flux is doing, I freaking did it again every time. I wish just this would work. Once you hit enter, it just goes to not some random ass coin. Flux is doing all right. They're at CES 57 cents as of right now. I don't know, do you guys think this is a sleeping giant? Let me know. Flux they released their marketplace. Dynex is also another sleeping giant in my opinion, but it's really not been doing great lately. It's at 66 cents, but I guess we'll have to see. Again, they did launch their marketplace, as you can see, sponsor of the channel up here. Let's see what else. Sia coin, freaking you and the stupid Sia coin. I don't know what's up with you. It better be doing good right now and be very upset. All right, at least it's up 13%. You are obsessed with Sia coin. This is not even a penny, but Power Mines gets hard over it. Let's see. I mean, it's relatively doing okay, right? These charts are ass, but it's it's had some sort of pump, right? I kind of like how they do this 2-0 thing now. This like little 2 to show you this 2 zeros there. It's kind of neat on the charts now. Must have just recently did that. Let's see. Slow move. Solana. You want to see Solana? Let's see. Like I said, I moved at $1.03 last night. I moved 3 or Solana into honey, and it was a pretty good move from, what was it, 103 to Solana honey at 18 cents. So it was like, I don't know, made like 100 something bucks. Just simple. I saw the spread, it was pretty decent, so I was like, why not? It's a Solana chain. It's on the Solana chain, honey is anyways, so I was like, it's gonna go up with it once it continues. Let's see. Digibyte 10th year birthday was yesterday. Really? DGB, let's see. 13.6%. It's almost at a penny. Look at that. Almost at a penny. When's its all-time, what was its all-time high? All-time high almost, oh, it was at 17 cents. All right, so it's down it's pretty hard down. 94.9%. Damn, Chlor had a good pump. Yeah, Chlor, let's see Chlor. Actually, that was on top of the charts over on hashrate.no. Let's see, 19.3%. Nice. I mean, it's down on the month, right? Yeah, it's 1 month. Let's see, let's go 3 months. So it peaked up around, was it 20? Let's see, all-time high according to CoinGecko says 28 cents, down 55.2% as of right now. But yeah, I mean, it's at 12 cents. Is it a good buy? Maybe. It'd definitely be a good buy. It looks like it's out of support. I mean, it's touched twice, 1, 2. That's what you look for usually. This actually might be a good time to buy Chlor. I'm not gonna lie. Damn, I might actually buy some. That's actually not a bad idea. This, honestly, that's when you see like 2 touches like that, that's usually a really good thing, to be honest. That's just my opinion. That's because that proves it has support at that level. 10 cents or so, 11 cents. That's pretty good. Again, these charts are ass. It's not my trading view, but all right, let's see. Hit the likes, please. Thank you, Miss Randy. We're gonna raid you in a few minutes, actually, and I know you go live real soon. All right, let's see if there's anything else in the chat I may have missed before we get out of here. Bonk, you want to see Bonk? What's Bonk at? Bonk's one of those meme coins on Solana that I've not been into. I don't have any. It's been up 21.4% in the last 24 hours. Nice. Look at this. Why doesn't it have that lower thing here? Weird. Anyways, let's see. Check out the 30-day. So it did have a crazy rise. It's down to the 30-day now, but well, let's go to the 90. See, look, see, it's got the 2-touch thing, right? A little bit lower there, but it's pretty close. Pretty close. 2 touches. Held support at this 4 zeros and a 1. Look at that. Or is that 4? Oh, it's probably way more. Yeah. No, it was 4 zeros or so. Looks like it's got support there, so I mean, shit, honestly, you're gonna make money buying anything right now. As of right now, short term, I don't know about long term. Things could have an extreme pullback tomorrow, so just keep that in mind. But ETC, LTC is doing good. LTC, I was telling you guys, 65 bucks was definitely super undervalued on Litecoin. ETC, I think, has been undervalued forever. It was at $19 yesterday, like literally 19 bucks, and it's at $30 today. It's doing very good, very good. I'm glad I'm holding that. I'm still holding Kaspa's now at 12.5 cents. Hell yeah, I think Kaspa's gonna do stupid well. Their Rust protocol actually came out too, if I'm not mistaken, or it's in like the pre-stages right now. Let's see, LTC pumping, darn phone. COQ, let's see, COQ, where's COQ at? I think we already looked at this, but COQ. Baby, just as a baby COQ. Oh man, 19.1%. Look at this. Look at that, the 5 zeros and then a 1. I love how CoinGecko's doing this now. Interesting. 8 minutes, let's go. Yep, it's going to be launching in 8 minutes. I'm actually not going to stay live for that. We're gonna send I need to fix that hobbyist. My bad. I was in my settings yesterday messing with shit. Sorry, I had to put you back to a moderator. We have let's see. Yeah, so I was messing with my settings in YouTube yesterday trying to fix shit. There was just like way too many people in my my mods, so I cleaned that up. But we're gonna be rating Miss Randy Hipper. As you guys can see, this COQ in you is 19.1% up on the day. I think it's hysterical. Let's see, COQ, what am I doing with this one right here? This micro COQ. We'll check this one out for hobbyist. We got 3.8% up on the day. Just messing with you. This is funny. Let's see how many babies there are. Let's see. We got baby Grok, baby Dogecoin. You know what? I think I have 10 or 12 billion baby Doge that I mined for one day back when the Ethereum days were here, just on Simple Swap. And it I don't know. We're gonna see what happens with this one. I hope it's able to be sold. Let's check out the 1 year. It was like it went super high and then just died. But we're gonna see. Hopefully it's holding up pretty well, I guess. Where it's at. Let's see. Need that mobile oh man, you like freaking Helium Mobile, HNT Mobile. Why is that not? Is that not what it's called? Is that not what it's called? Well, Helium's up 7.52 today. $7. Sorry, it's up 23%. It's at $7.52. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know why Helium Mobile. Let me see. Oh, it is there. There we go. Why didn't that come up the first time? Weird. It's up 11.1%. It's at 0.3 of a penny. 0.3 of a penny. Let's see. Yeah, you can make a decent amount off this. I was thinking about buying this the other day, actually. That's the 1 year. Let's go to 1 month. 1 month. What's its all-time high? All-time high is 0.7 of a penny. So it's down. It's pretty much 50% pullback. You'd probably make some decent money if you bought in. Why not? Helium Mobile is I don't know. There's been good things, I guess, coming out about this, but I don't know. Helium, I'm still sour about it, man. It's kind of like everybody else on Ethereum. I'm still sour over Helium. It's so aggravating. All right. Anyways, guys, you guys are all fantastic. I love you all. Hopefully you guys have a great and happy rest of your Thursday. We're going to be rating Miss Randy Hipper. We need to, aka Miss Teen Crypto, if you guys don't know, in just a second. So if you guys stay put, we'll push you guys right over there. But anyways, hopefully you guys have a great and happy Thursday. Like I said, I'm going to leave you guys off with this. Don't forget, Bitcoin always goes up and down. Can't wait to see how much money comes to the market today. I'll catch you guys bright and early tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Peace out. Let's watch a little bit of this before we get out of here. Have a good one, guys.
Elmo, how was that? How do you feel?
Elmo feels kind of fantastic!
Just don't jump off any buildings. Peace out, guys. See you later. Have a good day.
This hash rate's going bonkers.